Good morning, everyone. My name is Adinda Permata Annisa from the English Education Department at Universitas PGRI Jombang. Today, I would like to present research posture entitled Secondary School Student Perception and Preference Toward Online Language Assessment. This presentation is part of my Speaking for Academic Settings course. My purpose today is to discuss the research insight on secondary school student perception and preferences regarding online language assessment. There are 5 main sections in this posture: introduction, method, result, conclusion, and references. So we move to the introduction. Online assessment became common during the COVID-19 pandemic. Previously, students mostly did their exam using paper and pencil, but the student move to online learning changed everything. As schools were forced to close, teacher and student had to adapt quickly, and online testing became the new normal. This transformation didn't just stop when the pandemic ended. It continued and still widely used today. That's why it is important to understand how students respond to this change. Although online assessments are still used now, we don't fully know whether students actually like them or not. Do they think online assessments are better than paper-based tests? Are they comfortable using them? Do they feel motivated? Or do they struggle with instruction and access? These are important questions that the study aims to answer. And also, this study was conducted with high school students from 3 cities in East Java: Kediri, Jombang, and Mojokerto. The research specifically looks at how students perceive online language assessment by focusing on 4 important aspects: whether it's easy to access, whether the instructions are clear, whether it gives them benefits, and whether it motivates them. The goal is to understand their opinion and preferences so that teachers can improve how they assess students in the future. So we move to the method. This research used a descriptive quantitative method with a survey design. A total of 300 secondary school students from Kediri, Jombang, and Mojokerto participated in this study. A non-random sampling technique was applied to ensure that all students had experience with online assessment. The instrument used was a 16-item e-questionnaire that measured 4 aspects: ease of access, instruction clarity, benefit, and motivation. Additionally, 3 items were added to assess student preferences between online and paper-based assessment. The questionnaire used a 4-point Likert scale ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree, and the results were analyzed using descriptive statistics to identify perception trend and paired sample t-tests to compare the preferences result. And for the results showed that the most commonly used platform for online language assessment were Google Forms and quizzes. According to the figure 1 in the posture, 253 students had used Google Forms and 245 had used quizzes. And these platforms were followed by Google Classroom and Kahoot, with fewer users. These findings suggest that these tools are highly accessible and user-friendly, which support their popularity in high school settings. So for another result regarding student perceptions, all 4 aspects received positive responses. The benefit aspect had the highest mean score of 3.05, followed by ease of access 3.04, instruction clarity 3.03, and motivation 3.00. According to Table 7, the overall mean score was 3.02, which indicates a generally positive perception of online assessment. Students agreed that online assessment were easy to access, provided clear instruction, and allowed flexibility in answering questions anytime and anywhere, and even include interesting features like multimedia. Although motivation had the lowest score, it still reflected a positive response. And also, the paired sample t-test compared student preference scores for online versus paper-based assessment. The result showed that the student preferred online assessment with a mean score of 8.94 compared to 7.97 for paper-based assessment. The significance value was 0.000, indicating a meaningful difference between the two. This shows a clear tendency among students to choose online over traditional formats, likely due to accessibility, convenience, and instant feedback. And for the findings of this study align with the previous research that support the effectiveness of online assessments in language learning. The student positive perception is likely influenced by their familiarity with the platform like Google Forms and quizzes, which offer practical features and ease of access. The ability to recheck answer, receive instant feedback, and complete assessment from any location has contributed to their preference for online formats. The study also showed that motivation, although positive, scores slightly lower than other aspects. This may reflect the need for more interactive and engaging assessment designs. Compared to earlier studies focused on university students, this research confirms that even secondary school learners value online assessment when it is clear, accessible, and well structured. This result indicates that the teachers should continue using digital tools in assessment while improving areas that support student motivation. So, in conclusion, secondary school students have a positive perception of online language assessment in all four aspects studied. They appreciate the ease of use, clear instruction, flexible access, and engaging format of online tests. Moreover, the study significantly prefer online assessment over paper-based ones. These findings suggest that the teachers should continue using online tools, especially those that are familiar and effective, like Google Forms and quizzes. It is also important to further develop motivation, enhancing strategies through interactive and multimedia features. Future studies are encouraged to compare the academic impact of both assessment types.